Be ruthless with me. Yeah. They asked that sort of thing. That was my suggestion. Actually, we need to make a couple of okay. I think right. There's two announcements that we have before we get started. One is that we seem to be missing one spectroscope and one SG.
Show both of them.
Yeah, we're missing.
The black thing that you're you talking about the black spectroscope?
Yeah, the black spectroscope and the light meter. Okay. And so if you locate that, give it to Connie or Rob. They'll be appreciative. The other thing is that for Friday and Saturday, if you're going to an airport somewhere and you need to arrange for a ride, we could
make a list here.
We could have a little a ride board over on the side there. So people who need rides and people who can give rides.
I need to ride tomorrow morning. If anybody's heading up that way. If not, I'm going to be looking for the kindness of strangers. We draw a little map to the field house too.
We can do that later. Okay. We're not going to do that right now. We're not going to. He wants to watch us. Okay.
Okay, so
Susan is our chairperson now.
our next session starts now, and our first speaker is Bonnie Thurber. She's going to talk about work that she's been doing with China, with Hongfeng Guo, on the iCollaboration. And Bonnie is from Northwestern University, so let's give her attention and ask her many questions. Her project is really cool, I think. Thank you.
Yes, good. Okay, so Hongfeng and I are going to be talking about this. This is a project that we designed. We started on this last December, and it's actually going to be coming up this fall. We're going to start working with the teachers when Hongfeng gets back to China in August. And the U.S. teachers, actually, a group of them will be meeting Hongfeng before she goes back to China. And so this is what we've started class, and we're hoping that it will all work out. We also have Hongfeng's son, Mitchell is his American name, who is being our translator. So we started talking about this. Yeah, when did we start talking about this? Yes. About, the project last December or last December. Okay, now we found out that Hongfeng gets up and goes to work about the same time I'm finishing up with my computer and going to bed. So that turned out to be a great time to chat on Skype. Okay? And actually, it's been very interesting. So the iCollaboratory is a Moodle-based. So I run a Moodle, and then I also have my own Google Apps for Education, which is private. So it's a whole domain that I run with a bunch of volunteers in the U.S. Yes?
Okay, ask a question.
Yes.
So the iCollaboratory, morphed into existing tools as compared to the old, the old
Yeah,
10.
I used to be part of the collaboratory project, which many of you know about, I think.
Right.
And that sort of, it lost money, and actually Gary Greenberg had a brain aneurysm. And so he just didn't wake up one morning. Anyway, he was the director of the collaboratory project, which was part of Northwestern. And so there were a lot of teachers, a lot of participants in the collaboratory that needed a place to go. So I put together the iCollaboratory, which is based on Moodle and Google Apps for Education. We also have Drupal running there now as well. And teachers who wanted to move their projects into the iCollaboratory could. We ran the collaboratory server until it crashed, actually, for teachers to get their projects off and either archive them somewhere or move them. Kate Meredith, is she still here? Yeah. Yep. Okay, so Kate moved a whole bunch of astronomy projects into an area we have, and so did a number of other teachers. We have not just astronomy, but we have all subject areas in this. And so I'm now running this with a group of volunteers. It's actually no longer part of Northwestern University, which means that we can get a whole bunch of different kinds of grants because we don't have to worry about competing with any other faculty members at Northwestern University. And it's working out very well, I must say. So plus the fact people know what Moodle is, they know what Google is, they know what Drupal is, and so it's easier to get navigation going and different things. We do not have a programmer to write special apps. And so I'm always looking for talent to do things like that. I'm also always looking for money, which I think everybody here knows about. It's set up as a safe, secure environment. It also has the Illinois Learning Standards and Goals in it. We're working on getting the U.S. national goals, the new set of goals in it as well. And now I'm keeping the accounts in this are free. There's a button buried in it that says you can donate money if you would like. And it's set up as a not-for-profit organization that I'm the director of. And then I do have, if you want to do a lot of serious projects in it, then you become part of the board of directors or part of a group of people that sort of, I call it the iCollaboratory team, that does more than just a project here or there or participate in a project. So what we did, this is the way the Moodle interface looks, is we got together last December and created this project. And Hongfeng told me that we needed something very simple for a Chinese student to look at the moon and talk about their experiences. And actually, I think the fun thing is going to be for the kids in the U.S. to discover that the moon looks the same in the U.S. and China. But you notice her son's input here in Chinese. So we've got big, and if you look at the bottom of the page, we have a discussion forum, and we have the Common Core Standards cut off. So the first in August, the first thing we're going to do is have a teacher discussion group so the teachers can get to know each other. And how many people have looked at the book Every Soul a Star? Anybody? Every Soul a Star.
No, I haven't.
It's actually a book right now. In Illinois, we have a contest every year. Kids ages 10 through 13, grades 5, 6, 7, 8, read a series of books that are picked, and we decide which one wins the Rebecca Cottle contest. And Every Soul a Star was picked for that. So this book, we're looking for a Chinese version of. If we don't find one, then Hongfeng's son is going to go through it. And I have teachers right now who are writing different things up for points of interest and also things that may need to be translated. So we're going to work on getting a translation going. Then Hongfeng, her website has a lot. Go ahead and talk about what you have in your website.
Website about the moon for students to be a reference.
So she has some Chinese, I think it's folklore and folk tales, and we thought, okay, we need to have a balance between a book from the U.S. and something from China. So we're still looking for something more substantial, but this is going through Chinese history and references to the moon. Okay, so then when school starts, the teachers will already know each other, and they will done learned some of the things about each other. Then we have just sort of a getting to know you with a map. And since we're going to see if China can see Google Maps, if not, we'll just put schools on a map and put the map up here so that they can see where they're from. That we have a discussion board down here so that they can talk to each other back and forth in a discussion board. Again, this is all a private site. Then we have also, it's gray because it's viewable by teachers only, not by kids. We also have the Illinois standards and the national standards.
That's the same statement below in Chinese as above?
Yeah, this is the Chinese translation.
Does Google Translate do pretty good Chinese to English?
Oh, we have a translator back there. We can stand up each
So Minxin's our Google Translator for
yeah,
now.
yeah. See, I think he probably uses a little Google, but he's.
The Google can translate word by word, but it cannot translate the whole document. So you can use a paraphrase back to Chinese.
Thank you.
Okay, so then the idea is that participating schools all need to let their kids take cameras home to take pictures of, and this is sort of getting to know you about where I live and what my community looks like, but also what my night sky looks like, and what not pictures of stars, but pictures of the moon. We're hoping we can get some images of the moon that the kids have actually shot. So these are sort of places to, what does your picture of the moon look like? Let's identify what the moon looks like over Beijing and what the moon looks like over Chicago. And I really do think we're going to find that it looks pretty much the same. Is that right? Yeah. So I put the address of the Hongfeng site on here. So then we're going to create web pages, and we found out that you really can't do this in China. So instead of using Google, we're using Drupal, which I'm also running on my server. So we'll be building this out in Drupal, which is pretty exciting. Is the audio okay? From the
I'm asking.
You're asking, okay?
We'll see if they respond.
Okay, so in these web pages, what we're going to be doing is sharing photographs. We could also do this in Moodle as well, so there are a number of ways to do this. Sharing and comparing photographs, and then discussing what they've learned, making comments on each other's photographs. And actually that can happen in both Chinese and English. I'm hoping the kids in the USA, I think some of them from one of the schools that's doing this, actually there are quite a few Chinese kids in the school. So they should be able to read and understand a number of the characters.
Can you put links right into this?
Yep. Here's a link, but yes. So then we sort of wanted to make this not just 1 month. This is sort of getting us started, and then we'll be putting together in Moodle more projects, and we've been discussing moon stories. We've really been discussing how Chinese children can read this book, because I really think it's an excellent book. And then this is another screenshot from Hongfeng's website about the moon. And I wanted to now take the time to have Hongfeng show her website and what the kids can look at in the Chinese version. And then her son will also be doing some translation here. So some of the pages are translated into English, and some of them are not. And some of them are pretty. I think you can understand what's there without knowing any English. But next page. So she has it set up so that it's actually, you can go from next and previous and really in depth.
And you have this translated into English also?
No, we don't.
Yeah.
It's going to be translation.
And what age students in the U.S. are you in?
This is middle school.
High school?
If you want to participate, I'm saying sure. However, Hongfeng and I will need to talk about it. But yeah, I think that would be good.
It's famous story about the moon, ancient Chinese story about the moon. Some famous poems about the moon.
So actually, in April, one of the things we do in the iCollaboratory every year is a poetry project. And so I think learning about the poet and then having the students write their own poetry about the moon, probably.
So basically, in that web page, there's like the moon general information, and here's about the Chinese legend of moon, and here's about poem, and here's the origin of the moon, where it comes from, and here's some hypothesis of the origin of moon, and so which part you're interested to look at it.
Those are all links?
Yeah, those all links.
Each character is a link.
No,
Each
line.
line. Yeah. Each phrase is a link. And there is some like here the link has a lot of pages for each phrase. So like here, just the whole story of the Chinese Asian language.
You need to scroll down to get to the next page. Use the other scroll bar on the right.
Okay. Actually, this story is about an Asian Chinese girl, and his husband is a hunter. And there's one day a strange phenomena that there are 10 suns in the sky and burn all the plants and dry out the ocean. So her husband is an archer, and he shoots 9 of the suns, and then there's only one sun. Yeah, and the girl like fly to the moon by some, I don't know, some exactly in English, but it's like some medicine or drug, and they just drink that and fly to the moon.
Potion.
So the magic potion, yeah.
Yeah, the potion. And here's some influence between the moon and Earth, the interaction like the force, and some climate changing, and
We started out with 1 month, but this is really a whole year project.
yeah.
So every month you did something else?
So every month we'll do a piece. And
And
there is an eclipse on December 12th in the Southern Hemisphere. New Zealand actually is where I think is the best point to watch it from. And so I have a friend in New Zealand. What?
A lunar or solar eclipse?
Solar.
Solar.
I have a friend in New Zealand, and I'm going to see if she's a university teacher, but I'm going to see if she can bring some things in for that.
And you can also see on the right-hand side, there's this thing. The very top one is the principle of the moon eclipse, and you click that. Yeah. And here's, of course, it's in Chinese, so we can translate it into English, so people can know that. And there's a lot of pages of that. Somewhere down here is about the exploration of the moon, like we send some probes to the moon and to scan the surface or to take pictures. And here's the Chinese exploration, Russian exploration, and American and Japan, and also Europeans. Yeah. Okay, here's the Chinese exploration.
Those are all Chinese satellites?
Yeah. And here's like the very detailed thing. It's a whole bunch of things there. Here's the American.
This is probably the second year, but the way it's going is, I think it will be a wonderful project.
How many kids you have involved in this?
I have about 4 classrooms then.
We have several private school. One from school has about 6,000 students.
And they will all participate?
It's 6 degree. We usually read from 3 degree to 6.
So half of them.
Connie pointed out, and very good reminder, thank you, Connie, that April is Global Astronomy Month every year. And actually, we have a project called GPT Moon Day. It's all about the moon. It would be very nice to have your people there and well-publicized in doing that. Perhaps we can find other source of income or other partners around the world.
Yeah, right now we are looking for a source of income. But this is a volunteer project, but it would be very nice to have some more people join. The other piece is, for the beginning, it should not be too big. But I think after we've done 1 year, the projects that I have in the iCollaboratory actually seem to grow quite well. And so, like the poetry project I started, I think, 5 years, how many years ago, with 600 people, 600 students, and I had 6,000 2 years ago, and then I got tired of doing it. But the projects do grow. That we try to keep them simple, very simple, so that they will grow and so that teachers can do them without feeling stressed out or overburdened. The main idea there. Yes.
Can students contribute materials to this, or how's this work?
Oh yeah, that's why we have, what I've been using really a lot of is Google. And students, I've got probably 10,000 points for the Poetry Project. I have all kinds of stories, writing materials, and they built web pages. So since China can't use Google, we're going to use Drupal for the same thing. But the idea is each student starts with a web page, and the student uses this to build their knowledge. And so they can, over a series of years, if they want to, even turn this into an e-portfolio. And everything, in the U.S., you can align everything with standards. So you can see what's happening with the student learning as it progresses in, that's what we're doing. I also have a series of teacher online portfolios as well. This is not necessarily astronomy, but this is the passion that I have. I love this. I love these workshops. I love this conference. I really do enjoy joining all of you for things like this. So I've been coming to a lot of these meetings just because I really enjoy being here and working with you. And right now, the iCollaboratory, we have different partners. We have one called GHOU, which is a science. It's sort of an earth science section that we're building. And it would be nice to build the astronomy one this way too, have a stronger astronomy piece. And also have, we do a lot of writing right now. It's on the web, so we do a lot of writing. We also, kids have just started to do movies and other kinds of media.
Yeah. So I'm thinking of a project with Kenya and the United States.
Yeah, that would be nice.
And you can help guide us through it. I mean, it would have its own URL, and, make a custom web page and ideas, and then the ability to.
Well, that's actually Kate has her own. Do you want to talk about that? We don't have time actually, but
yeah.
She has her own little astronomy corner in here that she can probably show at some point.
But it all allows up-down contributions.
Yes.
Yeah, there's actually quite a bit of stuff there. It's been rolled into pieces and it rolled into,
the other thing that I had, 3 years ago, North Carolina rewrote their standards, their educational standards for the state. And I had the North Carolina State Department, whatever group was writing the standards, they actually have 28 websites with their collaboratively written standards in here. So it's really a big project, but it's full of all kinds of little cubby holes.
One of the things we're trying to do with trying to train high school kids in astronomy, and then they go out and work with elementary school kids in their neighborhoods.
Yes.
But we have no guarantee a priori these kids will know anything, the high school kids. And what we can put a little quiz, some quizzes into Moodle, right?
Right. You can do that in Moodle, or you can do it in Google with forms. Either way, you could actually build a Moodle course that the high school students need to go through.
Yeah, I think we'll do that.
And you could have then when they go out into the schools to teach the elementary students. You could have the elementary students also put their work in here under the high school student teacher's name, so you could see what the elementary students are learning from the
Although our elementary kids have so limited computer access, but the high school kids have lots.
Yeah, but the high school kids could take the take the elementary school students' work, scan it in, and pop it up there. Yes?
how do you handle student names? Because I heard.
Okay, first of all, this is a closed system in a sense, but students are required to use their first name as their last and their first initial of their last name. So I would be Bonnie B, or Bonnie T. And my last name would be Northwestern, because that's my school. So if, let's see, what school are you from?
I haven't got one yet.
Okay. So he would be first name, first initial of his last name, and then his last name would be Plymouth State. Now the email address, everybody has an email address, but we don't use, kids don't have real email addresses. Kids use the teacher's email address with a number at the end. So if there's a problem, I can go in and see the teacher's email address. I take the number off the end and send the teacher an email about, so this kid number 15 or whatever needs your encouragement to behave or needs your encouragement to do something. And it works very well. So the kid is the first initial, the first name with the initial of the last name, and sometimes if they're John Smith, then number 2, number 3, number 4, and the teacher's email address with a number at the end.
Connie, would that work in Arizona? Doing on looking up the last 3 seconds. It's about student names, so it's his first name, initial of their last name, and then their school. Probably not, probably should have. Yeah.
Yes? I'm sorry, what? Time. Time. Oh, it's time. It says 12:12. So thank you very much.
I'll need audio. Okay. That's okay.
No, I don't want that.
Yeah.
Fake.
I have to do
Fake.
You like it later.
Next thing you want to tell me, I want it on Facebook.
I am from, well, my mother legal mom. I was born in Kansas City, Missouri, moved around a lot. I know President Biden, Jumanji. Yes. I got ready. I have ready to talk about it. Let me put my glasses on. I'm going to get my mouse too.
That's how I
We're not perfect.
I'm fired? Yay!
Okay. Can you do Skype workshop with her? Yeah. Talk to me. We have a nice and then you webinar. Yep.
Yeah, I'm sending you something.
No. Time's ticking, Tom.
Well, Ed, I know.
Thank you. Please stand by.